Aggro. Midrange. Combo. Control. The four archetypes lived in harmony. Then, one day, the mono blue attacked. Oh gosh, I love using these cards. These are great. Anyway, what's up, Planeswalkers? There are 6 back from more Magic the Gathering Arena, and you might notice that my angle is slightly changed. That's because I have 2 monitors now. So you'll see me looking over here. I'm looking at my other monitor where I check my things. Anyway, I should probably totally just go over here to the promo and say you should head over to flipsidegaming.com and use promo code 6 for 10% off on orders over $10. It's a good deal and it helps support the show. Additionally, of course, they have... I turned this down a little because it seems too dang loud. They have $7.99 for Dragon Shields right now, and that is just a snappy deal. And they also will be having a Patrick's Day sale. St. Patrick's Day sale. A random Patrick's Day. March 15th through 18th. So if you want to have some savings on your savings, you can go to Flipside Gaming. I believe they also are starting their pre-orders for War of the Spark and Modern Horizons. So definitely check that out and head on over there. Now today, we are going to be playing Sultai Midrange. And this is the stock Sultai Midrange list. And the reason we're doing a stock midrange list is because of the fact that I don't have a lot of time because I'm incredibly busy. So we're playing a normal deck, a very on-meta deck, but hopefully you guys enjoy this because I still enjoy the archetype. It's just, you know, not always the most popular thing to be playing the most popular archetype, so we're going to go ahead and do something that I should have done a long time ago, and that is change out my Llanowar Elves. I apologize. We're running 4 Llanowar Elves because we want to be able to ramp into our kind of really good plays here, a lot of value going on. We also have 1 additional Incubation Druid to help us in that endeavor, and for what it's worth, Incubation Druid isn't terrible late game because you can adapt it to make it slightly larger. We, of course, are running the sweet, I'm going to move these and move this. We're running the sweet Explore package, so we have the Wildgrowth Walker and then the 4 Branchwalkers and the 4 Jadelight Rangers, so we're going to be able to filter through our library relatively well, gain a lot of life with our Wildgrowth Walker, which helps against aggro, as well as have just like nice meaty creatures to beat our opponents with against control, so we don't necessarily have to be adding so much to the board. If we're able to go something like turn 2 Wildgrowth Walker into a Jadelight Ranger, our Wildgrowth Walker is already going to have those 2 additional counters on it, so, you know, even though it's not amazing, we potentially are going to be hitting in on turn 4 with 7 points worth of damage after hitting with 3 already. So that is a decent, nice clock. Next up, we have some removal. I'm going to move this over here. Next, we have some removal in Cast Down and Vraska's Contempt. Cast Down, very helpful against the majority of decks right now. There aren't too many legends. There are still things like Lyra and Niv Mizzets. But for the most part, this should be able to deal with a lot of what you're seeing, especially in the earlier games. And then Vraska's Contempt allows us to hit anything, including Planeswalkers, which is always nice. You want to have that kind of a safety net against those pesky walkers. Hostage Taker is kind of an interesting pseudo-removal spell, so I have it right here by itself. She is just so good. You can steal one of your opponent's creatures. It's double value, right? It's a 2 board swing, right? And you know, if you're able to get this back with like Find, if you're able to get like 2 of them back with Find, the value just rolls. Then we're running 3 Vivien Reids, 1 Carnage Tyrant, and 4 Hydroid Krasis as our top end. Vivien Reid allows us to get cards from our library. It allows us to destroy artifacts, enchantments, and flyers. And it ultimates, and then we win, which is really awesome. Carnage Tyrant, it's Carnage Tyrant. If we're going up against control, Carnage T is kind of the one to get us there. As well as, I suppose, Hydroid Krasis, because Hydroid Krasis is on cast. So even if our opponent does counterspell our Krasis, we're still going to draw the card, we're still going to gain a life, and we don't really lose out too much other than that tempo of being able to hit our opponent with one of our creatures. Now, Hydroid Krasis does everything we need, right? We gain life, we draw cards, and we have a nice beater in the air. So Hydroid Krasis, obvious MVP, that's why I decided to make it the wallpaper and all that nonsense. The thumbnail, not the wallpaper. Then, of course, last but certainly not least is Find Finality. Find Finality is just so important in these styles of grindy decks. It allows us to just rebuy pretty much anything we need. Typically, that's going to be Hostage Takers, Carnage Tyrants, and Hydroid Krasis. But in a pinch, you can get back a Wildgrowth Walker and one of your other Explore creatures, and then you'll be able to, you know, gain some life against an aggro deck, for example. you know, various things like that. If you're against control and you don't have any of these really heavy hitters in your graveyard, but you do have these explorer creatures, you can get those back because those filter your draws a little bit and allow you to better pressure your control opponents. And of course, Finality sometimes comes up. You know, our creatures like Wildgrowth Walker, Incubation Druid, they're very potentially going to get large enough. Carnage is already large enough. Hydroid Krasis is usually going to be large enough. So you can really Finality in this deck without losing too much of your board state, and that's very helpful. This is the mana base right now. It's pretty much rote. Yeah, we'll talk about the sideboard after we play some games. I unfortunately was only able to play one game today because it was the mirror. Now, for those of you who have played Sultai Midrange, the mirrors tend to be incredibly grindy, and this was no exception. Alright, I thought it froze for a second, and I got scared. Cool. Losai Twitch. I assume that this is a Twitch streamer. Hello, Losai. This hand is okay. It's not great, because we don't have that third land, but if we can get that third land, then we should be okay. This deck, I believe... Oh, I don't have it pulled up anymore. I'm greedy, I'll keep it. We need, like, one land in order for this to be an amazing hand. I could have played this first. I probably should have. But... So we'll go ahead and play this. And then immediately regret our decision. Yeah, so against, in that Sultai Midrange... Oh, my goodness me. Never didn't have it. We already have one in hand, so I think I would rather just get another land, but I think I want to library this and then graveyard, just so my Jadelight Ranger can apply as much pressure as possible. Yeah. Taking for 3 on turn 2, or turn 3 doesn't sound too bad to me. We ultimated Vivien Reid, so we won. That's pretty much it. We were able to land a Vivien Reid and keep it, and that just made it so we could win. Yep, Sultai Midrange. Makes sense to me. Honestly, I should have played Jadelight Ranger first, because of the fact that I could have gotten a shock land, and then I would have wanted to potentially play that. So, here I'll just graveyard, because I do want to... Oh, I already hit my land drop. That's fine. So I'll library this one. Am I willing to trade this? I think I am, because of the fact that we have Find in our hand. So we're going to go ahead and just go all in. If they decide to make that trade, I'm totally fine with it. I'll be constantly checking my face over there. Oh my gosh, that's weird. And already, on my 4th turn, my opponent's already at 12, right? That's pretty good, before they can even take their 4th turn. Obviously, this isn't like a super aggressive board state in terms of our opponent's life total, but it's still quite good. I don't know if they get a Wildgrowth Walker of their own, but it honestly might be too little too late. Got a land, don't hate it. But I can play it, and then Vivien Reid can come next turn, and that's always nice. So once again, I'm going to swing in, because if they take the 6, right, then they're going to, like, almost certainly die next turn. Unless, of course, they have something like Contempt or something, and I think that's a reasonable thing for them to have. Something I should definitely keep in mind, but it looks like... Nope, alright. They have a plan for the 6-8. And here I could get a Jadelight and a Krasis, because it's very mana efficient. So I think I will. You could get double Krasis, but I already have one in my hand. So. Alright, so our opponent needs to have a decent turn here. Because otherwise I'm still gonna be able to pressure the life total. I have a Vivien Reid. Hostage Taker. Yep. Seems decent. Seems very, very decent. But I will. So they'll be able to use my Wildgrowth Walker, but they currently don't have a ton of pressure on my Vivien Reid. They have some. They don't have a ton, so I'm gonna go on Vivien Reid here. And just plus.
Beasts are much more reliable.
That's fine. Let's see. 1, 2, 3 blue. I'll take a Breeding Pool. And I'll play this. So next turn I'll have 6 mana, so I can even Hydroid Krasis for 4. So I can have a decent-ish blocker against their board. If I get another land, I could Jadelight and Hydroid Krasis for 1, or for 2. Yeah. Play my Wildgrowth Walker. Makes sense. Play theirs. Sure, sure. Do you have a Branchwalker? It looks like they do not. They should definitely attack Vivien. And I am absolutely going to do this. Oh! I think I might just Finality. Yeah, that seems reasonable.
Balance comes.
I'll take this, because I already have the Watery Grave to play. So we play this tapped, we play Finality. And now, my opponent has no board against our Vivien Reid that is 2 turns away from ulting. And an ultimated Vivien is pretty decent. Jadelight, sure, sure. We also denied them a significant amount of life gain from that. I wouldn't say that they were playing greedily. I will say, though, that they were playing in a way that helps me. So, I mean, they could have Vraska Contempt. Based on the fact that they have 3 cards, I assume that my opponent has Contempt. Which is strange, because they let me, like, use this here. Need to double-check my internet.
I've seen things that would break someone like
I'll go ahead and just take Hostage Taker because I think it's real strong. I mean, I could just take this. Yeah, I might as well. Literally might as well. They have something. Are they really just gonna kill my Hostage Taker? Oh, that's what they had. Okay, so I assume that their plan was to be able to attack my Vivien. We'll library that. Honestly, we're in such a decent situation. So they could have another kill spell for Jadelight. Do you have it? No, they have a Vivien Reid of their own.
Would you? You can't stop nature.
Let's see what you get. Okay, good. They don't have mana for it. Whew. I was a little scared. I assume they're going to attack. Yeah. But I can Contempt their Vraska.
Nature brings your reckoning.
And the reason I'm doing this is just to deny them any value.
Not again.
Honestly, I don't even need to play Merfolk Branchwalker here, right? Like, they would just get Hostage Taker value, and instead I could just kill them over time with Carnage Tyrant. So I think I'm going to just pass the... I'll play it. It can get stolen, but Graveyard. At this point, like, we have an ultimate. It's very difficult for us to lose from this position, especially since we can start just Krasising constantly. Yeah, so, I mean, additionally, like, he knows we have a Krasis in hand. So we can play it as well. Yeah, these get, what, Indestructible, +2/+2, and Hexproof? No, Vigilance, Trample, Indestructible, right. But I'm at 34. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Honestly, I think I'm just going to start off with the Carnage Tyrant. Because it's the hardest for them to deal with. Yep, Wildgrowth Walker, you're going to be able to gain some life and stuff. But I will be able to draw a ton. Cast Down does nothing. You should absolutely... Cast Down doesn't do anything anymore. My creature's indestructible. Okay. Let's go ahead and attack. They have to block or they're dead. Let's see. 2, 4, 7. Oop. That cast down is literally worthless. Yeah. Oh, silver tier 1. Not gonna lie, I didn't know that. Gotta get to gold. Gotta grind to gold with Sultai. It was actually my plan all along. All along. Yeah, my lips are gonna get super red because I'm drinking fruit punch. This is an okay hand. We're going to take some life because I'm stupid and I don't know any better. I'd love to have like a Jadelight Ranger on turn 2. That would be great. Stop with the noise, please. Are they going to shock the bird? Looks like they are. Carnival the bird. Unfortunate. Technically worse for me than shock. I'm going to go and play this because I can cast down something on their turn. I can't wait to not draw any more lands. Ow, but I can go and kill that. Technically, it's possible I should save it for a Steamkin, but I cannot justify taking any damage. Except the 1 damage I already took. Shut up. We might have to Krasis for 1. Oh wait, this is half rounded down. Okay, I would really like a land so I can Krasis for 2. Land light up the stage? No. Alright, I got a land. They didn't. Sounds good to me. I'm doing this for 2. Because it gains me L life and draws me a card. And Jadelight Ranger is decent. I block this every time. Or he gets shocked. The fiction will see the real. I'll take a lightning strike. The answer will question still. I'm gonna Jadelight Ranger. C'est un petit Jadelight Ranger. I think I will leave it on top and then graveyard. I was definitely putting it in the graveyard because I have Vivien Reids now. Stop with the squelching! Stop! Stupid land. Ugh, gross. I lost my train of thought. I am going insane because of the squelching. I was going to put it in the graveyard anyway. I'm always going to block here. If they want to use a removal spell on my Jadelight Ranger, I'm totally fine, even if it's another Carnival. A Fanatic, sure. That's damage not coming to my face. I'm totally fine with that. I haven't taken any damage, so they can't Spectacle. Drill bit? Okay, they can. Wait. Oh, the Pitfall. I assume they're going to take a Krasis here. It's the only one that makes sense, because it gains me life, and it... yeah. So, easy Vivien. My opponent has 2 cards left. I have Hostage Taker in my hand.
Come to me.
Honestly, do I take the Carnage T? Or do I take the other land? Because I can't cast Carnage T right now. But next turn, if I get a land with Vivien, I can. I'll take the Carnage T. Because either way, I have Hostage Taker to be able to play, so it shouldn't be too bad. Now, excuse me, we are at 12. We are at 10. I have 2 more Krasi in the deck. You know, Wildgrowth Walkers and things like that can help out too. Light up the stage into a Shocky Shock on my face, down to 7. Yeah, alright, I'm down to 7, but my opponent only has 1 card left in hand. Okay. Well, I did draw a land. That one hurts.
No one knows the wilds like I do.
Ooh. I want to take the Krasis. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the Krasis. Yes. I'm going to play this tapped. Then I'm going to Hostage Taker the Lava Runner and steal their Lava Runner. And replay the Lava Runner, I should say. This way I have 2 blockers. They don't have a wizard anymore, so I have to pay full price, although it seems like they flooded out a little bit. Shane Willer, that's fine. So I'm at 6, but next turn, I should be able to gain 4 life from Krasis. So let us plus here.
Meet my newest.
I could make it a 5/5 instead. But honestly, I think what I want to do is grab the Branchwalker in hopes that I can get a Wildgrowth Walker coming up. So we're going to go in 4 here. Go back up to 8, which is helpful. We can play an Overgrown Tomb this turn. Tapped. And we refuse to attack. Let's see, we have Find. So we can Find for double Krasi and start casting them over the course of turn. So we functionally... Okay, that's frightening. But we functionally should be fine here. Oh, another Find? Yeah, this should be
I've seen things that
fine.
would break someone like you.
So I'm going to Find for both Krasis, I think. Because I think I want to use the first one now just for being super safe. 5 minus 1. More life, very helpful. I'll attack with this because I have another flying blocker man. What do I want to discard? I want to discard... Honestly, probably a cast down. Or you know what, Vivien Reid. This one's probably... There's no way this one's going to die. So we should be fine here, honestly. Cool. Behind Abzan and Grixis Control... So Abzan Midrange and Grixis Control. This is my favorite of the current decks in Standard because I'm a value mid-range boy at heart. But it's like top in the meta, so everybody and their mom is playing it, so I figure it's not as entertaining to watch as something like a stupid combo deck. I will, by the way, be revisiting the Goblin combo because I saw that Noxious... so I played the red-white Goblin combo before RNA hit. That is a unkeepable hand. This is a keepable hand? Question mark. Alright, that's a little bit better. But I saw that he added Judith, and I think there is some interesting paths we can take with that deck. I assume they take Vivien? They might take Find? No, they take Vivien. Alright, makes sense. I don't see a need to play Wildgrowth Walker just yet, honestly. I don't know what my opponent's playing just yet. Black? Is it... I don't think it's mono black. Doesn't make... Is it mono... Oh! Not gonna lie, I did not expect that at all. Did not expect zombies. Yeah, well, we have a blocker. They could fungal infection us, which would suck. I think it's correct to block. Because our opponent might be a zombies deck that has a lot of discard synergy, so they could have a free spectacle. That's fine. I can Hostage Taker this, or I can just Krasis for 2 to potentially draw some cards, and if it when it dies, because I'm going to let it die, I can find it back. So I think I would rather do that, honestly. It's just Krasis for 2. It's not great, we only draw a card and gain 1 life, but the land is helpful, and we have a blocker to kill their Digraph Ghoul. And I wanted to save Hostage Taker, because Hostage Taker on Digraph Ghoul, not great. Just, like, not enough value. So, opponent has 4 cards, we have 3 cards. They have 3 cards now. I will go ahead and not block that. So here, I think that I just... Do I just steal this? Maybe actually it is better now to just steal this. And play it. Fine. Whatever. Yoink. Because Hostage Taker likely going to die at some point, and I can find it back. So let's go ahead and attack with a Krasis. Get some damage in there. Oh, and I don't have to keep alt-tabbing in order to see how long I've been recording. Oh my gosh. The second monitor is fantastic. We real creators now. Seasons don't fear the Reaper. No do the... Oh, I forgot to show this off. So I moved my camera. I'm sure many of you noticed this, but I moved my camera so that my face is no longer obscuring any of the actual card text. I hope you guys appreciate that. Here, I could Finality, but that seems terrible. Here I think I just freaking Vivien Reid. Seems reasonable.
I've lost balance. Comes.
I've lost balance. I think we're going to go ahead and get a Jadelight Ranger because we can, if we need to, find back this Wildgrowth Walker. We're going to go ahead and not attack. And if our opponent wants to attack with their Midnight Reaper, I can block it with Hostage Taker, buy the Hostage Taker back, and then cast their Midnight Reaper. So that is the plan currently as it stands. Stand, son, listen, man, why? Wait, Dad isn't mad, but how you gonna name yourself after a damn gun and have a man bun? Oh, wow. It's like I saw that coming. Arigato. Gozaimasu. You fool. You fool. Yes, I know I lost my mind. Everything's fine. I'm going to go ahead and do this. I'm going to go ahead and do this and this. And we're going to go ahead and... Oh, do I want to play it now? Not really. I guess I'll do this. The reason I don't want to play it now is because I don't want them to just like remove this and get it for free, you know? We'll graveyard this. We honestly don't need an additional Wildgrowth Walker. Gain some life here, attacking with this. Do I also want to attack with this? Nah. No reason to. So yeah, our opponent has 2 cards left. You know, we're pretty much equal on mana. The difference is we have a lot of value. Oh no, Death Baron! Feed your cravings at the circus of value! Something, something bandito. Have a dagger, cool. Can't keep attacking Vivien with these weak sauce attacks, man. Because I'm gonna ultimate soon. By soon I mean next turn. And then your death touch will not matter to me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, I have 2 lands in my hand? What the f am I counting this for? Gonna go and take your 1 source of card advantage. Thank you very much. Yoink. Then I can play this Memorial to Folly and get back even more value. I'm just playing with value. I'm just playing with value. I'm just playing with value because it feels great. And yes, I understand that if my creatures become indestructible, then I no longer get triggers off Midnight Reaper. Fun fact, I know. I don't care. I just don't want them having triggers. If I can't have value, no one can. So I think they only have a Daggryth Ghoul in here. Yeah, so they don't even have anything with Memorial to Folly to really get back because, like, we hit gold. We hit gold. That was a bad dance. I just did like a little shimmy. Awful, awful dance. I need to put my guild cards back in order. It goes this one, and this one, and this one, and then... Shit, wait. Yeah, blue-black, and then blue-red. This is a good hand. The fact that we're going first, like, it has not been lost on me that going first has been pretty good. Don't roll to 5. I want a good game. Okay. And this card is top. Okay. Cool, cool. Unless this is mono blue, in which case I hate you, go away. So that was that, and then black-red, then black-green, then green-red, and then... Right. It's red-green, and then red-white. So let us now play a... I don't need to deal a damage to them, so I'd rather just play out a tap land. I should have played out the Breeding Pool. It won't matter because we were going to tap Llanowar Elves next turn anyway, but next turn we're going to Wildgrowth Walker into Branchwalker. So they are playing Grixis. Is it... Okay, so they're going to take Branchwalker. Makes sense. Unfortunate, but makes sense. So it's the Grixis Control. So here I'm going to play this. I'm not going to play this Llanowar Elf because I already get hit a little bit by Cry of the Carnarium. Luckily, my Wildgrowth Walkers will survive a Cry. They'll need to have a Ritual sit in their deck. I don't know if the Grixis decks currently run Ritual. Thought Erasure? Have fun taking the Llanowar Elf, alright. I'm glad that I kept the Llanowar Elf in hand. I'm just gonna attack them for 3, I guess. Hopefully they don't have Ritual. I am a Llanowar Elf now. It's Nikki B! Shit. This is very bad. Can I get a Vraska Contempt? No, I can get a Hydroid Krasis for 3, though. Crap. It's my lord, Bolas. Come to collect his debts. I mean, if we lose today, losing to Grixis Control, I think, is good. It's reasonable. Yep, he knows that I can't attack him. So he can just wait until he's able to flip Bolas. And at this point, he probably has some counter magic in hand. Ooh. Crap.
You ready to go to... Decisions.
So next turn, Bolas flips. Well, shit. I think that's a loss right there, boys and gals. I mean, I don't really want to play into a Ritual of Soot, considering I can't, even if I add these, I can't really attack my opponent. So I guess I'll just pass. Bad time to draw my 3 Wildgrowth Walkers. Real bad time. Also to have double elves. Triple elves, did not realize. Yeah, oh, triple elves and triple walkers in a control matchup is not what I want to see. Luckily they wasted a thought erasure on me, but I mean they're playing it safe. There's like no reason for them to flip yet. That's a concede for me. Well, at least we're still in gold. That said, unfortunately, as I said earlier, I do have a large amount of work to do. So I am going to end it here. I'm going to talk really briefly about the sideboard. Hop into here, hop into the sideboard, and I think I messed up and didn't actually put the correct duress in. Of course I didn't. But we do run for main deck duress, or main deck sideboard duress to help against those control matchups, just like what we just saw, because it helps us not to lose to them. Yay! And then you end up taking out things like, maybe not necessarily the Wildgrowth Walkers, but if you're on the draw, it's a lot less likely that your Llanowar Elves are going to help. So very often when you're on the draw, at least you'll be taking those out. When you're on the play, it's up to you, but Wildgrowth Walkers, and then maybe, like, you could probably take out the Incubation Druid, like 1 Llanowar Elf and 2 Wildgrowth Walkers, or 2 Llanowar Elves and 1 Wildgrowth Walker, something like that. Just because those cards are a little bit less impactful against the... what am I talking about? There's also cast downs, but we have 2 disdainful strokes to bring in for cast down, essentially, because control decks and other mid-range decks are typically going to be casting a lot of higher CMC cards. 1 additional cast down, just in case we do need the removal. I would suggest that if you are coming up against a lot of aggro and you really feel like you need help with it, instead of having a cast down on the side, put in a Moment of Craving. 3, Crawl Harpooner, very obviously for the mono blue, the Izzet Drakes, and like the Niv Mizzet control style decks. This just helps you kill any flyers. I guess it also is helpful against angels, and there are a decent number of Orzhov decks running around that I've found. So Crawl Harpooner, very helpful, and you can buy it back, which is really nice. 2, Assassin's Trophy. It's just a catch-all. If you know you need to destroy something, bring in some ass trophies. 1, Ritual of Soot. As I said, some decks, particularly the Mirror, they don't die to Crab or Canarium very often. So what you'll usually want is, in those matchups, a Ritual of Soot, because those are what really is required. And the super aggro decks, they tend not to be as much of a problem. And the reason is there's a decent amount of life gain and early cost creatures that we can use to block that the super aggro decks don't actually matter as much as the kind of aggro mid-range decks. Those, like things like the Gruul deck that runs a lot of really powerful 2 and 3 mana cards. So that's where Ritual Brick comes in. Additional Vraska's Contempt, helpful against Planeswalkers mostly. This is where you'd be bringing this in, is usually when you're taking out some cast downs. And then, of course, Carnage T, because control. It's very obvious, I think, from this sideboard, that our harder matchups are the control decks, and the general mid-range and aggro matchups are pretty much fine for us. That's... I don't have to alt-tab anymore. I can just go over here and press the end card button. Oh my goodness! I would like to thank my lovely patrons, especially Salamander and Croft, for their continued support. in helping me do things like get a new monitor. Like, essentially, as I said, all of my Patreon money goes directly back into this channel and the improvements therein. So, if you'd like to join them in supporting the channel and just, you know, curating really awesome content, I hope that you would go to the Patreon link down below, as well as the Discord server, where you can chat and play games, and my other account where I host my deck lists. I do, of course, hope that you've enjoyed this video, and if you did, go ahead and tap that like button, add a subscription to Mana Pool, cast one of those comments in the comment section down below, and pass the turn and the video to some of your friends. And until next time, I will be one.